100 of the best sci-fi movies, man. And it's me, your boy C. It's the host of most of the things right here on the Pop Radio Network. We're talking sci-fi, man. We're starting this year off. 2 years ago, we talked about the best 100 movies I think any new movie watcher should watch at least once to get a feel for their flavor of what they like. This time around, we're just keeping it all in the family of sci-fi. That's what Pop Radio is all about, man. We all love sci-fi and Pop Radio. Well, most of us do. What I think of the 100 best, I'm just rolling them out one a day for the first 100 days of the year. Yesterday, if you'll recall, we talked about Total Recall, man. Give those people air. Quado up in there as well, doing his thing. A movie about class warfare. What I said about sci-fi, man, the great sci-fi takes the real human condition and puts a mirror up to it and finds different ways to tell these stories. And then Total Recall is a 100% movie about class warfare, done in a really fun and entertaining way. So if you've never checked out Total Recall, man, it's one of the best Arnold movies out there. I will argue that until the day I die. That was number 31. Today we're on to number 30 on this list. That means we got about a month left here, folks. We're winding this bad boy on down, man. We've reached what is the top 1/3 of this list, man. Today is Edge of Tomorrow, directed by Doug Liman, Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt, and there as well, man. This tagline: live, die, repeat. A+, man, considering that was the original title of the movie. And that whole thing went down, man. They changed it. They changed the name of the movie after the movie was already out in theaters, which I think is just the wildest thing I've ever heard coming out of marketing. But it worked for him. Edge of Tomorrow. Major Bill Cage is an officer who has never seen a day of combat when he is unceremoniously demoted and dropped into combat. Cage is killed within minutes, managing to take an alpha alien down with him. He awakens back at the beginning of the same day and is forced to fight and die again and again, as physical contact with the alien has thrown him into a time loop. Man, one of the great time loop movies. This is, people say this is the sci-fi version of Groundhog Day, but Groundhog Day in itself is kind of sci-fi because time loop kind of falls under the subgenre, I would say, of science fiction, but this is the heavy time loop movie. Also, Ark, way down, I think, down there in the 70s. Give Ark a chance if you haven't. It's on Netflix. Edge of Tomorrow is one of those movies that's a little bit odd because you don't really see Tom Cruise being a coward all that much. And, we see the trailers of him kind of doing the badass action thing, and you go into it and you're like, Tom Cruise is kind of a piece of shit in this movie. Trying to find his ways to weasel out of having to go to the front lines of the war for, he's great at doing the propaganda shit. And they use that pretty Tom Cruise face of his to try to push the message out to the troops and to the people that the war is going great against these mimics. We got them on the ropes. We got them whooped. Lost Boys got them on the run. Until it's time to actually do some action, and he starts trying to look for ways out of it. And Brendan Gleeson? There we go, Brendan Gleeson character. He's not having any of that shit, and that's why it's one of my favorite Brendan Gleeson roles as well. He's not taking Tom Cruise's shit. Throws him into a unit, man, demotes him. Where he's faced with the wonderfulness of Bill Paxton, and this is, I think, the great Bill Paxton role because he really leans into it. Everyone is just doing a great job on the acting, and just seeing this man die over. This is one of the best video game movies that's not a video game because it's seeing him the trying over and over and over and having to remember, okay, last time I did this, then I did this, then I died here, so guys, change my strategy up. Meeting up with Emily Blunt, the Full Metal bitch, and another person who's been afflicted by this thing, so they kind of go through this life together, and she teaches him and she hones him, and we get a montage where we end up with Tom Cruise as the Tom Cruise action hero we know, and just taking this fight to the mimics the bond and the relationship that forms between Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt's character with what's his name, Noah Taylor in there as well as the doctor. It's just so much good stuff with little bits of humor all throughout it as well. The ragtag bunch of people that Tom Cruise is thrown in there with, man, a bunch of fairly unknown actors they're all great as well. This is a lot of fun being had in this movie, and there's a lot of fun watching this movie. It moves quick, man. 113 minutes. It moves quick. It's fun. It's just one of those kind of out of the box Tom Cruise. Like he's kind of just been doing Mission Impossible for a while. Hasn't really stepped outside of that. Oblivion didn't really do much for him. Didn't do anything for me. I think might be the same year as Edge of Tomorrow, and I'm so glad he did this movie, man. Because with anyone else, I don't think it could have worked. So that is it for number 30 on this hell list, man. Edge of Tomorrow, and we're just gonna keep this bad boy on rolling. We'll be back in 24 of the hours. Until then, you all take it easy and have a good one.